and we had journalists populating the town, and they did their thing very effectively. The war is not always far from being that. That's the active stage. Even in some parts, this is just the beginning. And I would like to thank you, and approach the journalist community to express my condolences for the lives lost by journalists, and also the crews, the camera people, the technicians, our doctors were trying to save their lives, but they could not always succeed. Do not abandon us. This is my message to you. You bridge the gap between Ukraine and other countries. This information saves lives for us. For us, it's like water, it's like food. It's very important for us. And this is the air we breathe in. And I would like to thank the journalist community. Just tell us the truth, tell us what you feel, and we shall win together. Thank you very much for the question. And I would like to thank the first speaker from the politician who put the question, the first question. And she said that they united and protested together. That's what we saw in many countries of the world, when common people, students, people coming to the squares after hours, after finishing their working day. And we had all this information on the network, and the world saw itself uniting around Ukraine. I'm very grateful to you for coming to the embassies and supporting Ukraine. People saw that. Then step by step, drop by drop, we can feel in that bucket, and that was kind of rain, consisting of droplets that are not invisible anymore, because it was pouring. And everyone saw what Russia was doing to our state. That was extremely important for us. And you asked when the end would come. The end would come, you know, this is the war for independence. And on several occasions I mentioned that in 1991, regardless of the fact that our state for many years, on many occasions, tried to fight for its independence, facing different historical challenges, and it was at different points in our history. In 1991, we got the independence, we received it. It was handed over to us, and we could be happy that independence for many states was received peacefully, unlike many other countries where people had to fight for the independence. In 1991, we didn't have to fight. But unfortunately, it never happens that way in life. We have to fight, because everything has its price. That's the world, the way it is. It's pragmatic. So we are fighting for our independence. It's a postponed war. It's a postponed fight for our nation and for our people. So that is why this war will end when we gain our independence, fighting for it. Now about the second question. About the G20 event. I cannot leave Ukraine, and I cannot go anywhere in person, because I'm staying with my people. They need my support, and I need their support here. So if the war continues, with my great pleasure, I will join you. If there is no war, if there is still a war, it can be done online. If your leadership can accept this option. And yes, about the communities. The community level, how people are helping each other. I can tell you that there were some IDPs, internally displaced persons, who had to leave the country. But inside our country, we have 7 million people who had to move from one community to another, to the parts still not under the occupation. You can hear the shots and the shelling, but you can see that our army is fighting. We are all united. It's not individual, it's common now. Schools support each other, the universities support each other. From the occupied parts of our country, people get relocated, students enter universities, even the schools. If some schools were crowded, or some classes, still they would arrange for some additional ones, and people stay with their neighbors and stay with some people they even didn't know before the war. We used to have this this divide, not territorial, but mental, the west of Ukraine, the east of Ukraine, the north, the south of Ukraine, different mindsets and different attitudes as regards many issues. But this challenge has united us, and families from the east come to the west, to the center of Ukraine, and we are all united with this desire to put an end to this war and to come back to our homes properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Zelensky. As a final word from you, I would like to invite you to address one issue. As you know very well, while the UN General Assembly resolution has condemned Russia's aggression and asked Russian troops to leave Ukraine unconditionally and totally, there are some pro-Russian sentiments in some parts of the world, and within nations, including in Indonesia also, there are some pro-Russian sentiments. Yeah, and the narrative has been that Ukraine, and I quote, Ukraine deserves to be punished for wanting to join NATO. And obviously this is a narrative that the Russian representatives, including in Jakarta, has been spreading to our public. I was just wondering, as a closing word, would you like to respond to this narrative as a closing word? Thank you.
First of all, you know, whenever I address my children, I'm always asking them, you know, whenever they get some information, regardless of the age, and one of my kids is 18, my daughter, and 9-year-old son. So I tell them always that, okay, you are grown-ups, and whenever you get an information, it is only you who you can trust. Because of that, learn deeper, dig deeper, find details. Only then you will be able to analyze. Probably you will need some textbooks, not just social media to get information from. Probably not just from the internet, but from other sources. You will have to dig different information from different people, and then you will have to analyze it, and then you can make a judgment. This is why the God has provided us with this choice, this freedom, the freedom of thinking. The head, the brain, the eyes, the ears have to be open and ready, take in. You should not be afraid of truth. And before speaking about the NATO, let us first analyze the Ukrainian laws, our constitution.